we were served notice by HS2 Limited that they wanted the good old Secretary of State will own our property as of the 31st of January. They'd given us the 20th of November was our first date that they'd given us, but we sort of argued with them and said, well, it's not really fair to give us that short notice and not let us have our last Christmas in the pub. So they kindly let us go to the 31st of January, if you can call that kindly. We bought this as the Jolly Gardeners, but then we had twins, George and Bree Louise, and sadly Bree Louise died aged 12 weeks, so we asked Camden Licensing if we could rename it, and they said yes. So it's been the Bree Louise now for 14 years, and sadly it's going to disappear. In our case though, if we take another pub on, I'd like to put the name in there somewhere, whether we renamed it or not, because you've got to give respect to a pub's name and where it comes from. There was no one that bothered here because it wasn't very jolly and there were no gardens anywhere. So, but I'd read in the Morning Advertiser last year, one of the big boys just took over a pub without any concern for why it was called what it was called, and all of the locals were up in arms about it. So if we took another pub on, you'd almost want to ask the locals and that, look guys, do you mind if we renamed it? And if the answer to that was yes, then what you do is you would go, if it was a pub called say the Six Bells, you go, well, it'll be the Bree Louise at the Six Bells. Because we bring in weird and wonderful stuff from breweries people haven't even heard of, and unlike most pubs in London, if they've only got 3 real ales, you can almost guarantee it's Green King IPA, Doom Bar and London Pride. You know, they couldn't pay me to sell any of those.
What do you think of the big winners of this HS2 redevelopment? Do you think someone's going to make some money out of it?
I have no idea. I can't see that anyone wins out of it really. Perhaps people in Birmingham will win out of it, because what's going to happen is Birmingham becomes commutable to London. So people that live in Birmingham will now start working in London, not the other way round. But the Great North does need some kind of help up there. You know, to link Birmingham to Leeds, Bradford, Liverpool to Hull, that's essential to be done for the sake of the economy in the country. But to do what they're doing here, you know, it started off, they were saying about getting us to Birmingham quicker. They changed their tune on that quite rapidly, and years and years ago, I remember when they first were in Euston station, they put a porter cabin out the front there with this beautiful maps of everything they were going to do, and the station would have affordable housing above it and everything, and of course that all got pulled, and their initial costs of 30-40 billion we all know now will be 100 billion or probably more, and we're all paying our taxes in this state of austerity that they've got us living in at the moment, and our health service, our schooling, our police forces are all in a situation where they could use a few quid more to make it a better place for us all to live in. So yeah, I can't see that anyone's winning. There's pubs closing down out there. Some villages had too many pubs, or some towns, but there's no good pubs closing down. So to take a good one out for no reason particularly, you know, it is soul destroying. Our son's grown up with the kids around here. Our 14-year-old's been walking up Drummond Street since he could walk, and now the shopkeepers poke their head out the door and say, hello Georgie, how you doing? And he goes to school with half the kids, whether they be Bangladeshi, Somalian or not, or English the same as him, white English, doesn't matter. It's part of the community, we're part of it, and we've evolved into it. There's a massive community around here, and I think if anything HS2's helped show that, because the rallying around that everyone's done to support each other, those that aren't being affected or displaced by it, are still so much solidarity from them for everyone that is, you know. Saturday the 27th of January we will have a party and a half. Yeah. The only thing left wet in this building will be my wife and mine's tears, I guarantee you. Yeah.